PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is James Spann. You've clicked onto the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 19th day of August. And, of course, the attention is focused on Tropical Storm Faye. How will that impact Alabama? Could it mean a big weekend wet down for the state? Boy, pretty complicated scene here. Let's go right to some Skycam shots around the network early this morning. And, boy, the daylight noticeably smaller now than it was back at the summer solstice. That's a look at Gadsden, the lights of the city there coming from the Skycam up on Lookout Mountain. In the Birmingham Metro, that's the Shelby County Skycam from Inverness on the Wingate Inn looking down over U.S. Highway 280. And from Tuscaloosa, the view from the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. Once again, it's the old squeeze play. Alabama in between two weather systems. To the west, we've got that upper-level low that is near Childress, Texas, producing a lot of rain off to the west. And, of course, Faye is over Florida this morning. How about 25 inches of rain, anybody? Look at the QPF map. The bullseye this morning over 2 feet east of Jacksonville. Goodness gracious. And then off to the west, we've got the rain with the upper level feature. And once again, the guys at HPC have Alabama in a relative minimum, but I think you'll probably see this changing a little bit as the idea continues that Faye will have to turn west in our direction. And it's beginning to look like we could see a pretty good weekend wet down here. Here's a look at Faye this morning. It is inland. Came in a little below Naples early this morning as a tropical storm. It was not a hurricane at the time of landfall. Really, there's been no strengthening. This thing has been in a perfect position to keep it relatively weak. Coming across the islands of Hispaniola and Cuba. And, of course, rain is going to be the big issue down there today and the possibility of a few tornadoes in those spiral bands. There's the radar coming from Miami at 5:05 this morning, and you can see the circulation center is inland. There is drier air to the west and south of the circulation center. And, again, that entrainment of drier air is another reason that it did not strengthen rapidly. And it'll be going over South Florida today, over the swamps, and it's going to hang in there pretty good. Traditionally, tropical systems cutting through there like that don't weaken a lot. It will weaken some. Here's the models, and all right, look at that, and you figure it out. That's enough to give anybody a headache. There's no doubt that the models are changing their tune. Most of them are now bending it west, really before getting up into Georgia and into Alabama in response to a blocking high developing north of the system. Isn't that something? Wow. And, of course, one concern is going to be flooding rains over Florida. As that thing slows down, most models stop it right over the Florida Peninsula. And Cape Canaveral, Melbourne, Daytona Beach, Jacksonville, they might see some big-time rains and flooding issues from this. Now, here's the official track. And in response to the models, the guys at NHC have shifted it to the south, into the west. They've got it coming back over the Atlantic briefly near Cape Canaveral, then coming back inland near Jacksonville. All along is a tropical storm. And then is a depression moving across southern Georgia over to around Valdosta and Bainbridge, and then to Dothan and Geneva, Alabama, late Saturday night. Mercy me. And again, we'll look at the GFS here shortly to go beyond that. And let's not forget we've got another one out there. This is 94L in the central Atlantic. Got some convection going on there, and the models want to bring that to that magical point north of Puerto Rico where anything could happen. A recurve, a shoot through the Florida Straits, a threat to Florida, or a threat to the east coast of the United States. And again, we'll deal with that once that one gets better organized and on the board. Here's the GFS. This is where we are at 1 o'clock today. Now, we got a trough over the northeast, the ridge over the central U.S., and that trough over the northeast is going to be replaced by the ridge. And down below that, we've got the upper level feature to the west, producing rain over Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. We've got Faye over South Florida. The northern part of Alabama sure looks pretty dry today. We've mentioned widely scattered showers, but I just don't think it rains that much. Tomorrow, our weather should stay pretty quiet. Faye on the GFS is not too far from Daytona Beach. And hopefully at that point, the worst of the rain will be off in the Atlantic and give the folks inland a bit of a respite there. But Thursday, it kind of stops just offshore. And, that water's awfully warm out there. It's not out of the question if this thing gets offshore enough, it could develop into a hurricane out there. And again, notice for Alabama Thursday, the better chance of showers along and west of I-65. Friday, we look still relatively dry. Faye begins that turn to the southwest. The GFS has been wanting to turn it southwest instead of due west. It's over Orlando Friday. And then Saturday, it emerges into the Gulf of Mexico, by golly, just west of Tampa Bay. Are you kidding me? Now, let me just say this. Look at Alabama. Alabama on this track is dry. We're kind of rolling with the NHC track, which has it to the north of there, coming through South Georgia up into South Alabama Saturday. Remember, all of this could change. This forecast confidence is extremely low in the long range. And then Sunday, it moves the thing up maybe as a hurricane up toward Pensacola. And then Monday, it's inland near Demopolis with big-time rains around here. So I've been talking about a weekend wet down. If the GFS is right, that wet down might hold off until late Sunday or Monday of next week. We just don't know. Now, let's look at the European as an alternate here. This is Saturday morning. Instead of moving it over the Gulf, it's got the thing really around Apalachicola, and then on Sunday, it comes up to a point, again, near Demopolis. And this would certainly suggest a big rain event for Alabama Sunday. It's a little faster, a little farther north in the GFS. So, again, we'll see. I think the general idea here maybe is to scale back the chance of rain Saturday and then ramp it up on Sunday and Monday. One way or the other, we'll have to fine-tune this thing. And there's a look at Monday on the European. It's got it moving northeast up toward Chattanooga. Tuesday on the GFS, the thing should be around Huntsville if that's right, but very interesting weather in the days ahead. And quickly on the 3rd of September, big old upper high sitting over us. That looks pretty toasty, doesn't it? No sign of any cool weather there, but hey, again, like I said yesterday, I just like the sound of the word September. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 today. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.